Well, howdy there. I did a podcast in late winter, and I showed these berries and different things, how they looked then. I said I would do another one when things are blooming out, and so things are blooming out. Oh, by the way, my name is Jim Turner. Please subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell. So you can kind of get an idea. We had some really hot weather in the mid 90s, and that's what happens when there's no cover. They will get burned. Kind of like sticking them in an oven, right? And so, but you can kind of get an idea of how they're coming along. So what I do is I've got these, each one is in their own bricks. So they all have their own water reservoir. And I just, I fill those up. Oops, sorry about that sunlight, but that sun could be pretty bright, right? It's like, ah. And so they all have their own filling reservoir. So either in the morning or in the evening, or if it's like really hot, I might fill those reservoirs in the middle of the afternoon. And so I'll be picking all these ripe ones tonight towards the evening. What I do is when it's hot, it's in the 70s today, but for like 2-3 days it was in the mid 90s. And so the best thing I found to do when it's like that is to mist them. I have a sprayer and I just mist them, cool all the leaves down, cool all the berries down, and I just kind of do that periodically during the day when I can find the time. I think I'll go mist my plants. Yeah, like we got time to do that all the time, right? So typically, it depends upon the weather. I might do that 3-4 times in a day. I mean, if it's in the hundreds and it's toasting my berries, I'm like, okay, well, put all that time in doing that. So anyway, so I'll be picking all these ripe ones today. And I also made a podcast about the blueberries. I clipped those way back because I wasn't getting very many blueberries, so I clipped them way back, and now they're loaded. Yeah, I just wasn't getting enough blueberries every year, so I thought, you know what, I hate to clip all these big branches off, but I'm going to do it. So I clipped all the big branches off and left a lot of the little shoots, and they just took off. Lots of berries. That's pretty cool. So you feel that anxiousness. Gosh, I've been wanting these to get this big, and now I'm gonna clip them. It's like, that's terrible. So over here you can see, oh, it's starting to flower. So I got elephant garlic. See here? Elephant garlic starting to flower. Well, the reason why they call it elephant garlic, because the garlic, they're big. Elephant is an appropriate name. Now, elephant garlic, chives, leeks. There's a lot of different variations. Kind of look at it as got a Chihuahua, all kind of different ones, all the way up to a Great Dane and a wolf. Well, that's kind of chives and garlic. And so these are leeks. You can see the balls look just like the garlic ones. That's kind of pretty. It's opening up like that. I left that one right there. I let that one. I didn't even pull that one last year. I says, you know what? I'm gonna let these go to seed. See what happens. And so I planted the seeds from the one on the end here. I planted those seeds in a bucket, and nothing came up. Well, maybe because a squirrel got in there and dug it up. I don't know. I ended up putting a screen, so you can see these look the same. The bulbs. Can't really tell any difference between the leek bulbing, and the garlic. They're all in the same family. This one's actually would be the Great Dane, and these would be the German Shepherds kind of thing. And over here, the equivalency, metaphorically speaking, would be the chives. Oh, they've already flowered. So here's the chives, and the garlic, when they bloom all out, they look just like this chive one here. Same Same look. So these are just regular old chives. Oh, here's one starting to bulb here. Yeah, the bulbs are a little smaller on some of them, but yeah, see, it looks like the garlic and the leeks. Gosh, I don't know how many variations there are of those, but I think um, kale is in that family. I don't remember now. You can do the research. So, but I know that Brussels sprouts. So this is Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts is in the same family as kale. Kind of like that German Shepherd and the Great Dane. Yeah, so this is, you can see it looks the same. The seeding process and the flowers look the same. And I had some wild dark leaf lettuce. And I'm imagining those are also in the same family as kale and Brussels sprouts, because they're also doing everything the same. The way that they do their seed pods, and they ain't no different whatsoever. And so, yeah, this was a big dark leaf lettuce. Those just grow wild. And yeah, I pick a lot of chives at night, and I throw them in my dish, my organic dish, main dish. And this is spinach. I'm letting that go to seed, and because what I want to do is I want to fill a big area with the seeds from this, and then when they grow, I want to process them and can them and freeze them and do a lot of good stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So my grapevine, that's a monster. I started clipping it again yesterday, and you can see. So if you look at the top up there, that was. I need to get a ladder, but that's the way it looks up there. Is how it was yesterday, all along down here. Yeah, you can see. Well, I got some of them I picked up and some of them I left, but there's some clippings on the ground there. I picked up most of them, but yeah. So all these little things here, all these little things are going to be grapes. I'll do another podcast on how this looks once they start to graping out and turn into delicious. So grapes. So this particular grape here is a red table. And a red table grape is very, very sweet, really sweet. It's like, man, I'm putting a sugar cube in your mouth. So that's my sugar when I make cookies, like oatmeal cookies. I'll use a banana instead of butter for that creamy type of texture. So I use banana instead of butter. And then for my sugar, I use the grape. And yeah, grape or peach. Sometimes I'll make a peach oatmeal cookie, and sometimes I'll throw dark chocolate in it. All kinds of different things too. Maybe some raspberries, blackberry. Yeah, limitation is in here, right? Whatever the imagination is, I throw it in it. Whatever I got thought out, even maybe. So what I got thought out? I want to make some oatmeal cookies, no sugar, and so. Yeah, there's another blueberry bush there. It's also doing pretty good. I'm not sure if I got any blueberries from that one last year. And so back in the back there, I just got in trimming the blackberries. So a lot of them, when I trim them, they get these little shoots coming out. And so those are all blackberries back there. And the bees are just in them to win them. Yeah, so I got my beehive back in my bee cave. I call that my bee cave. Yeah, that's where I sit and when I'm taking my breaks, and just check on the bees, make sure everything's kosher and that they don't need anything. And so I've got 2 alleys there. And then, of course, on the other side, I walk on the other side. So 1, 2, 3 walkways that I keep clear. And so I take these and I freeze them and put them in trays, or sometimes I'll quick freeze them and put them in trays so that they're not pureed. Some of them I puree, some of them I don't. Sometimes I just like to have some freshly thawed out blackberries that are not pureed. And so I showed another row over here in the wintertime about these particular raspberries, these ones here, these are what I just call them creamies because that's what they taste like. They're like they have like a creamy, sweet, like texture to them. They're really making my mouth water. Yeah, really sweet, creamy. And I've got these other ones here that these are yellows. Old Yeller. Did you ever read that story, Old Yeller? That was one of my favorite stories. That and Pippi Longstocking. It was because of those stories that I taught myself how to read. I taught myself. I didn't understand what the teachers were saying. So I went to the library, started checking out books, and I taught myself how to read. I have dyslexia, so the way that they were trying to teach me how to read was confusing. So I got tired of them telling me how to, actually me waiting for them to tell the story. I gotta wait until the next chapter. What? No, I want to know now. So I started going to the library and checking out books and checking out those beginner dictionaries, and because I started reading and I didn't understand the words, so I get that child dictionary and I didn't understand the words in the dictionary. so by the time I got done with that dictionary, I understood every word in that dictionary. And then I went from not being able to read to reading 300-page books that are complex books, adult books, that complex stories in about 4 months. I did it my way. I did it my way. And it worked, right? Back then they didn't know what dyslexia was. Children with dyslexia need to be taught a different way. It's unique. The brain, normal, well, I wouldn't say normal, average people, information goes like this. Someone with dyslexia goes doot, 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 before it finds a way home. By the time it finds a way home, they could be confused. I don't understand. Got lost in translation somewhere in the brain, and that's dyslexia. But you know, it can be. We can train. We've learned how to train these children with dyslexia, and they can function just normal. Go to universities, become doctors, lawyers, physicists like Einstein. Einstein had dyslexia. Yeah, he was considered, when he was first starting out in school, he was considered like a below average student, and he probably taught himself how to read. He probably did. I bet he did it similar like I did. He did it his way, and then he just took off. Right? So it's just a different way of learning, right? We have to learn especially different. I wouldn't say especially, just different. You know, just different. And so what else I got back here? Well, I got my walnut trees are doing really good. They were bushy, so I cut them back. I cut them back because they're just bushy, and because I want them to get tall, and that's what they're doing. This one, about 2 weeks ago, was about right here. I give them my homemade fertilizer. They just love it. And same thing with these. Oh yeah, they're really taking off. These are hazelnuts. Yeah, this was just a big bush down around here about 2 weeks ago or so. I cut all the bushiness away, and now they're really busting loose. Cool. Yeah, get rid of the bushiness. And now once they get a certain size, I'm gonna let them bush out. So I'll let them I'll keep the bottom trimmed out. Then once they get to like a certain size that I want them, I'll let them bush out on the top. Have one tree lower like a bush, but kind of tall, 8 feet, something, 10 feet. And the other one lower beside the other one, higher beside the other one, lower beside, you get the picture. And so, yeah, I'm gonna need to pick all these berries. They're very rare, they're ready berries. And so I got my asparagus over there. I let them go to flower or leaf because I want to get a lot more crowns, right? And I want to fill that whole section in there with asparagus because I take them and I can them, not can them, but ferment them. Quick freeze, not quick freeze. Well, I do that too, actually. I quick freeze some. Just depends how many I'm getting. If I'm not getting enough to can, at the time that some need to be picked, I'll quick freeze them. And then when I get enough, then I'll thaw them out and blanch them, and then ferment them. I got about 3 or 4 jars of fermented asparagus this year. I want to get a whole bunch next year. Anyway, so I'm going to reorganize this whole backyard. Everything is going to be so different next year. I am tearing a lot of things out, restructuring things. So the way it looks now, pretty junky. I just got done doing weeding, weed whacker. I'd be whacking, and that's why it kind of looks messy there. But it's just so much work. I've had to deal with my bees. I kind of swarm. There's just so many things that, other things that I do. I kind of wait till things like scream at me. I go, I gotta do that now, doggone it. The bees are gonna have to wait, or doing something with the garden or the watering, or you know what I mean. You got to prioritize things, otherwise, things don't work out. It's like whatever screams at me the loudest, that's where I go. So, all right, thumbs up to subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment, and you have a good day now. Bye. Crazy grapevine. So hard to maintain. Not hard, just time consuming. That's okay. I still have them in my freezer. I'm still using those right now as sweetener. I got, I don't know, a couple 100 pounds maybe. I don't know, something like that. Last year, and I put them in all kinds of things most days. Something, like when I have my mint tea, I just picked a bunch of mints. There was mints growing in the rocks here, so just a little while ago today I picked them, pulled them out, chopped them down, and I processed them down, and I'm rinsed them off, and then I'm letting them dry on a big open area, so that and that one was spearmint, yeah. The last ones I dried like that were lemon balm. I got like 5 different kinds. Anyway, so I'll show you one thing here. I call this my bee cave, and so I'll come around here through my little great thing here, and that is my bee cave. I just kind of chill when I'm taking my breaks from hard work, because I usually work hard every day, and sometimes I just gotta take a break. Grab some water, ice water or something, or some peppermint tea or mint tea or just whatever. You can see how these grapevines growing. They just keep doing this, man. I gotta do that I gotta clip these all the time. Otherwise they would take over my backyard. Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, I know.